Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Returning to Light with Julia Treat. That's me, your host for today's podcast. I don't know if things have been wild in your neck of the woods, but the things that have been coming up for me and showing up is really mind blowing. And I'm going to talk today about something that might surprise you, but it's actually going to be about Bigfoot. Because this did become an interest of mine when our grandson said that he had seen one outside of his house. And his house does back up to some woods. And if you follow anyone that talks about Bigfoot, it's usually around woods. They're usually located around water and woods. That's where the sightings have been. And I'm going to give you some more, maybe someone you might want to go watch some of his videos. This guy that I came across, I'll tell you about him in a minute. But and I'm giving myself a note to make sure I tell you that. So when our grandson said, well, I saw this thing out the back of our house, and he has seen lots of different things, okay? There's a lot of activity out there or where he lives. And he said, yeah, I saw this thing. It was all covered in hair. And I said, well, what was it? And he said, well, it was a kid like me, but it was covered in hair. And I said, oh my gosh, so what happened? And he said, he just, roar, he gave out this scream and this roar. He said, and then he just ran back into the woods. Now, again, I'm like, he doesn't even know about Bigfoot. So and there's been other things out at their house that, his mom has seen, his grandmother has seen. And the last lady that lived there actually left everything and bolted out of there. She left everything. So lots of activity in that area. So when he told me that, I was like, wow, that's interesting. And I wasn't even seeking it out, but I came across a YouTube channel. It's called Can-Am, C-A-N-A-M. And he has, it's an amazing investigator who talks about Bigfoot and aliens. And he's legit. He does his research. He was actually a detective and many other positions that he held for 30-something years. Okay, he's made movies. Mike and I have watched all of his movies. In fact, his most recent one was about Bigfoot. And so, again, it's Can-Am Project. You know what? I'm looking it up right now because I want to make sure. I didn't really think about having his channel up to tell you exactly where to go. Fascinating material, though. It is fascinating. So if you do Can-Am Missing 411, I think that's it. Okay, Can-Am Missing Project. That's what it is. Can-Am Missing Project. Can-Am is one word. Go on that channel and then maybe, start watching some of his videos. A lot of them, you can actually probably search Bigfoot on there too. But anyway, my grandson tells us about this kid Bigfoot. This gets good, guys, by the way. This is going to get good because I just got my mind blown the other night. Well, I start watching this guy on YouTube and learning about different sightings and what people said and even children seeing the younger Bigfoot, and they all say it had like a human face but covered in hair. Even little kids. And I'm just going, wow, okay, this is wild. My grandson saw that. Now I'm watching this show. That's where I was led to go to next. That gave me more information. And the other night, this is the mind blow. The other night, I'm looking around for something to watch because I can't even stand regular television anymore. I have to find people that are researching and looking for things and trying to find the truth. And so I was on Tubi. It's just Tubi if you don't have that app on your TV. But I was on Tubi. I turned it to Tubi, and the video that popped up said Creature from Big Muddy. Okay, I got chills right now. Okay, guys, this is Murfreesboro, Illinois, where I went to high school. My last 2 years of high school, we moved there when I was going into my junior year. And so I was there from junior year, senior year, and then graduated. And then I lived in the area for several years after that. But this is an itty bitty little town. Okay, and we had a river called the Big Muddy. I don't even know if I heard about the Big Muddy Monster. That's what he's called. Okay, so this popped up on my TV. I'm like, what? And it's 2021 is when it was made. It's a documentary. Creature from Big Muddy on Tubi. Now, I was like, what the? Oh my God. I said, Mike, get in here. You got to watch this with me. I used to live in this town. I can't believe this. So they're going to go through the whole documentary talking about the sightings. But here's the mind blow even further. They start interviewing this guy. His name was Christian Burrell. As soon as they said his name, I said, oh my God, he went to school with my younger brother that just passed 2 years ago. He was in his class. And Christian was talking about the first time he didn't, I don't want to give it away, just the first time he knew something was there in around his house. Okay? And his house was in Westwood, he called it Westwood Lane. Well, it actually turned into Westwood Hills, which is where I lived, which is a circle drive of not very many houses. I lived in Westwood Hills, and now he's talking about his encounter with what he believed was Big Muddy Monster / Bigfoot, and then another neighbor had a sighting, but I think they actually saw it. I don't remember that part. But I'm just sitting here going, you can't make this shit up. Like, I'm looking into something, I start watching this show, and then I'm brought to a movie that's made, and they're talking about my neighborhood where I was at for several years. I mean, I just couldn't, I got chills. I didn't encounter him, as far as I know, but I just found that fascinating, and I just couldn't wait to share. Because this is what happens, we're out there seeking the truth, we're just I am anyway. And guys, the whole, the truther community is so corrupt. There's so much bullshit out there that I just had to shut it all down. I don't listen to any of them, especially if they can't show me any kind of proof of anything. I'm just kind of just sick of all of it, to be honest. Yes, I still believe that we are in some kind of a realm, whatever that means, okay? Whatever that realm means, and that things can go in and out of our realm. And that's what a lot of these sightings with Bigfoot, people say, there was a flash of light and he just disappeared, or there were orbs around when Bigfoot showed up. It's very fascinating, and it's been fun to learn more about what people have experienced. So don't push it off to the side. I mean, there's just so much that we cannot physically see with our, with our physical eyes. There's just so much. And I just had to share this because I was like, what? What are the odds, right? My grandson sees a younger one, and he said he was the same size as him and everything. And then I just start listening to stories about them, and then this documentary of my childhood street and the Riverside Park, where a lot of people are going to be, that they talk about the encounters there. That we hung out there all the time. I was getting high and stuff back then. I was getting high and drinking and being a regular teenager, I guess, a rebellious teenager. But I was at that park almost every day. So mind-blowing stuff, okay? And I just wanted to share it with you. I hope that you're doing well, that you are finding your way through all of this. Just get in your lane. Like, I just had to get in my lane, and my lane is helping wherever I can, but also continuing to learn, to try to learn. Just learn about stuff that's been hidden from us, that we've been lied to about. Just constantly wanting to learn. Okay, if you don't know yet, I am out of Facebook jail. They've let me back on Facebook. They said I was banned for life, but guess that worked out. Someone opened the door for me there, and I'm thinking it's God, to be honest. So I just posted today on Facebook. It's just under Julia Treat. I just posted today. I'm going to pull it up here. That I am, because I've heard from so many people that are struggling, financially, emotionally, mentally, all the stuff. And I just want to say that I did post something that you might want to know about if you're not on Facebook. I actually today just launched some new temporary and discounted pricing for readings. Okay? And I'm going to read you the message that I posted. You can send a message to me, so you can email me, juliatreat444@gmail.com, or you can text me to book. And my text is 570-780-6737. Either way you want to do it, you can reach out and book. Individual readings are via Zoom. They are 1 hour. They are now $150. They were $250. Okay, I've knocked off $100. Tandem readings, 2 people. It's 1 hour via Zoom. They are $250. Those were $350. Group reading in person. So that's kind of locally here in PA. Unless you want to pay my travel, I'll come to you. But it's $50 per person. It was 75. There does need to be 10 people there, and the host does not pay. Small family via Zoom or in person. Again, if you're local, I'll come to your place. It's 2 hours and it's $400. That is a new offering. I'm talking 4 or 5 people in a small family that need to connect with a loved one or a pet or something. Okay, and so the message I wrote on Facebook was, hey everyone, I have heard from so many who are struggling right now and I want to help. If you or someone you love needs to connect with a loved one, a pet, or if they need guidance, support, or even next steps, please share this out. I don't have an end date, so I don't have an end date for this special. I'm just going to see how many people I can help right now. Again, I said on there, send a private message or text me to book a reading. Sending massive love your way. So that is what I posted. Wanted you to know about it. Check out that movie on Tubi, The Creature from Big Muddy. I was so into it because it's from where I lived. Okay, there are other amazing ones out there, like the guy that does the Pan Am Missing Project. That he's created a Bigfoot movie. It's a documentary, and he spent several years with Native Americans, who they all knew about Bigfoot, and it's just fascinating. His is on Amazon. Let me see if I can find it because it would be definitely worth it to go watch that. Missing 411 Bigfoot. I'm just putting in my search here. See if I can find it on Amazon and make it easy for you. Okay, yes, it's on Amazon. It's American Sasquatch, Man, Myth, or Monster. I think that's it. Mike and I bought it. We watched it, and we'll watch it again. It's only like $4.99 to rent it, and you can buy it for $12.99. And this man gives so much stuff out. He's just such a great person. It would be great to just support him in the work he's doing. But guys, it's time to get smart. Okay, I'm saying we're gonna get smart. We're gonna learn. We're gonna grow. We gotta expand. So go learn about Bigfoot if you want to. All right, and I will be posting another beautiful soul who is joining the ASEA family. Kathy has had an autoimmune challenge for 22 years. All right, and I just posted our first video on Facebook. She is going to let us hear from her every week to see what is changing for her. Okay, so she's an amazing woman I've known for years, but I just hadn't seen her in several years. So that's coming up. I'll be posting that next. And I'll be hopping on to tell you about some more cool stuff that's showing up for me. Thanks for tuning in. And I just want you to know, the light in me sees the light in you, and it is divine. Never forget that. Sending massive love your way.